everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda. Today in the garden we're going to be planting some onions, and we're also going to have to put the irrigation together in the bed before we start planting the onions because there's no irrigation in that bed. And I had told you all about this a month ago, but it got so cold that we didn't get a chance to do it then. But today it is 72 degrees outside. We're going to get a chance to put that irrigation into that bed, and we're going to plant the onions. But first, let me show you what Ricky and Caleb did for me today. Some of you I had suggested that I get a bigger soil sifter for my garden since the other one I had was small and it took a long time. This is the one that I had been using in the garden. And so Ricky and Caleb got together today and they put this one together for me. They used 2x4s to build it, and we had two 2x4s and then some hardware cloth. And so I am so pleased with this new sifter, and I'm going to show you all how I am using it right now because it's huge. I'm going to need a new wheelbarrow, and so we're going to use it like this right now because my wheelbarrow is rocking as I am trying to sift the soil. So this is how I have been doing the soil sifting. I've been just sifting it like this, just moving the soil back and forth with my rake. But the conventional way to do it is to do it this way, and you can just sift it like this. But as you can see, my wheelbarrow is moving. This wheelbarrow is pretty weak, and so this is how I've been doing it. It's just, you know, sifting it this way. You can do it with your hand, or you can do it with a tool. And I am going to need some of this soil in my bed that I'm going to put the onions in, because the bed that I'm putting the onions in is one of those that I started by putting logs in the bottom of the bed. So there is a 1/4 inch hardware cloth at the bottom of this sifter. And so that is a little bit, I think that's bigger. I think this one was probably, I don't know, this one may have been 1/8, but either way, this one was just so small and did not hold as much soil. So this way, I can do a lot of soil at one time. And I may even get another one and have it like 1/2 inch, because I would rather a lot of this. See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm dealing with out here. And so this will not go through. I don't have to worry about this going through, or these big pieces of bark, because I got a lot of big pieces of bark in here also. Although I still keep the bark, because you can use that bark as mulch in the garden. And so I won't be getting rid of my bark, but I will be getting rid of these big weeds like this, because this is the stuff that has caused me so much trouble out here in the garden. And so now that it is all sifted, and like I said, there is a more conventional way to do it, but you know, that's a more tiring way. I'd rather put my gloves on and do it like this. Just being careful, I don't want to stick anything in my hand. I'm watching out for insects and things like that. So it just depends on what you got going, the way that you want to do it. Because if there were ants or something in here, then I would definitely have my shovel or a rake or something, or even this little sifter. I probably could even use this sifter, because there's more than one way to do things. But the main thing is I am getting my soil sifted now. And so mostly what is left in here is bark and weeds. And see, and so this is what I have, y'all. And I am so excited about this, and I am so thankful to Ricky and Kayla for doing this for me. I am overjoyed. So let's go over here and put it in my raised bed. Okay, y'all, I got my soil in my bed, I got my irrigation tubing down, and I could not get the end of the irrigation plugged in because the goose plug would not work. So I'm going to get another goose plug and put in, and I am going to start to planting my onions. First, I'm going to put some of this organic tomato tone in here because this is what I have right now. And I'm going to put down some bone meal. And I purchased these onions today at my favorite store. And I have some white candy, Valdalia, some regular candy, some Texas sweet, and some red candy. And now we just need to put down some phosphorus because these onions are going to need phosphorus to produce this healthy root growth. And then we're going to start just dropping these onions in. I'm not very choice about all of my fertilizers because I think they're close to the same. But I did want another kind of bone meal. That's what I ended up with, so that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to let the smoke die down while I unwrap these onions. I don't know if all of these onions are going to go into this bed. I'm going to put what I can in this bed and not worried about what order I keep them in. Because at the end of the day, they're onions. Main thing is I don't want to be going back to the grocery store purchasing any onions like I've been doing. But y'all, I don't know. It seems like it's going to be hard to do because when you're sharing onions with family and everything, then at some point you're going to have to run out. So I'm not going to keep saying it. I'm just not going to worry about it. If I had to go to the store and buy some onions, then, you know, just might have to do that. But I'm going to try not to by planting a lot because just like I planted onions in January, and I got some onions growing here, and I have some onions growing here. But I know a lot of you in your zones are just getting ready to plant your onions. So I'm planting onions with you all. So now I was looking for I have a rake out here. I wanted to kind of rake this in. And I'm just going to kind of just push my... Y'all, this is some soil here that I poured out of one of these pots that I had some chives growing in some time back. And kind of wish I hadn't poured it in here now. Because this is in here with all my good sifted soil. And I'm excited about getting onions in here. Hope you all are excited about getting your onions planted. If you have not already got them planted, it is time to start thinking about getting your onions planted. Unless you still got snow and ice, then you can hold up for a moment. Okay, so we're just gonna start dropping them in. And you know, we don't plant the onions real deep. You don't have to worry about going and poking deep holes. You just want to get these onions into the soil. About 1 inch is what I usually do. And y'all, it is getting dark. So I am going to be doing this really, really fast. When you got nice fluffy soil, then you can just about lay these in and they will take root and just about stand themselves up. Main thing is you want to get them to take root. I'm still having to keep an eye on these back behind me because, as I told you all in my previous video, that something had been coming out and pulling them up, and I'm thinking it's a cat. So I may have to go ahead and cover. I think I will. I think I'll be covering my onion and my garlic beds to keep this cat out. I don't know if that would keep the cat out, but I will try. And y'all, these onions be thirsty, so they're gonna love being in here with this irrigation. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to turn this irrigation on or not because y'all, yesterday, the water that runs through this area was still frozen. So I don't know if it's, I did not check it today. But as I told you, it was 72 degrees. So it should be thawed out by now. But I will just water this in. I use the hose and just water these in once I get them all planted. Because you need to go ahead and get them watered in so that they can take root, not just lay here in the soil and dry out. And I do not have another bed ready for onions yet. I'm sure it wouldn't take me long to get one ready. But if I fill this bed up and I still have onions to plant there, I'll plant them tomorrow because it's getting dark. And if my bed is not ready, then I won't have time to prepare it before it gets dark outside. But I think I will be able to get 2 bunches in here, maybe 3. Cause y'all, these onions they can be pretty close. You want to make sure that you have room enough for your onions to grow, but they can be pretty close. You want them spaced out now, but they don't have to be a long ways apart. Mainly, I decide how big do I really want my onions. I want my onions big, so I want to make sure that my onions have enough room to get big. If I plant them too close, then they're going to be, right up on each other. They're not going to be able to get big. But there's a group of onions over there that they reseeded themselves, and they right on each other. So I figured those onions won't get that big. Y'all, this bed is perfect for these onions Because as I told you all, I put wood in this bed, and so every now and then I can feel the wood. But onions grew very good in this bed last season. The wood did not hinder the growth of these onions. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and get them watered in really good. And I got all of the onions planted. I just went and put some back in the other beds where the cats had pulled some out of some areas. So the onion beds are ready. We have 3 onion beds ready. And I got these onions on a good sale today. They were 4 for $20, and then you get 1 free. And the bunches had a lot of onions in them. So it is getting dark out here, and I am going in. So I hope that you all have enjoyed the video, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.